Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. Today's video is for my younger viewers who want to know when and how to start anti-aging. Now, I didn't start anti-aging until I turned 50, which is probably a little late to start. You guys are definitely looking to start much younger. I get questions from people in their 20s, in their 30s, and in their 40s. So while I came kind of late to the game, I think that I definitely would have been happier if I had started much younger. And I don't really think that there's any age where you're too young to start thinking about protecting your skin and having it be the best it can be as you age. If you're talking about simply preventing some of the major causes of aging, like sun damage and sun exposure, then yes, you can start that at any age. If we're talking about getting into a big skincare routine where you have night products and day products and you're in an 11-step program, you may want to ease more into that as you get into your 30s, your 40s. Definitely by the time you're in your mid-40s to 50s, you're going to want to be ramped up and fully into your anti-aging skincare. Anti-aging skincare kind of needs a two-prong approach to work. The first prong of that, of course, is prevention, and then, of course, there's supplementation, which that goes towards the internal aging factors. So let's talk about prevention first. 90% of premature skin aging is caused by exposure to UV radiation. Sun exposure causes age spots, enlarged pores, wrinkles, sagging skin, and of course skin cancer. And it's so easy to prevent all that by using sunscreen. You may think that you only have to wear sunscreen in the summer, but that's not true. You actually need sunscreen all day, every day, all year round, rain or shine, it doesn't matter. UVA rays are the ones that will age you. They come through clouds, they come through windows. If you're in your car, you're not protected. So they're hitting you all day, every day, and they're the same strength whether it's January or August. If you're a teenager, use sunscreen. If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s, it doesn't matter. Even if you think it's too late and the damage is done, it's not. The more sunscreen you use later in life, the more you can reverse some of that damage. If there was one thing in my life that I could go back and redo, it would be the sun damage that I've done. When I was younger, I thought I wouldn't care when I got to be this age. I thought I'll be an old lady, I will be happy to have wrinkly skin. Oh my God. And I'm very concerned about my crepey, wrinkly, spotted skin. So it's no fun. So if you can do things to prevent it, like wearing sunscreen, why not? So a couple of the sunscreens that I have to show you today, sunscreen and moisturizer all in one that you could use, is the CeraVe AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. It contains ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid, as well as an SPF of 30. Some other sunscreens that I really love that are easy to use, that look good under makeup, by Neutrogena. This is their Ultra Sheer Liquid. This is an SPF 70. Product by Shiseido that's kind of more of a BB cream with a little bit of a tint to it. It comes in 3 different colors. Is their Sports BB Broad Spectrum SPF 50+. Another one that I just discovered, and this was the winner in my recent round of mineral sunscreen testing, is the Australian Gold Botanical Sunscreen Tinted Face SPF 50. Don't just put it on your face and stop here. Put it down your neck, on your chest, and on your hands, because those are places that start to show your age as well and need protection. All right, so moving on to supplementation. When our skin is young, it's like a factory that's in full production mode. So it is working 24/7 to produce everything skin needs to look and feel its best. So you don't need to supplement that process while it's still working really well. Unfortunately, what science has discovered is that that process starts slowing down as early as your 20s. A recent study found that skin starts producing antioxidants in our 20s, and that leaves skin vulnerable to attacks from free radicals. So the 20s would seem to be a good time to add more antioxidants into both your diet and your skincare routine. In your diet, you can get antioxidants by eating fish that are high in omega-3s and omega-6s, like salmon, green leafy vegetables like kale and broccoli. They're also plentiful in nuts and legumes, like almonds and beans, but you can also supplement from the outside in. So that makes your 20s a great time to add in a serum or a moisturizer that contains ingredients that are antioxidants, like vitamin C, green tea, vitamin E, niacinamide, and even some peptides. For vitamin C serums, the one that I use and love is by a company called Timeless. This is their 20% CE ferulic acid serum. This contains vitamin C and vitamin E. This will help to brighten your skin, and as I said, it will help to fight those free radicals that go around breaking down the scaffolding that keeps your skin looking plump and youthful. Another nice moisturizer that's packed full of antioxidants and peptides is the Mad Hippie Face Cream. I really love this one. It's got peptides, acai, argan oil, and resveratrol. So going back to the factory analogy, as we get into our 30s, it shuts down a little bit more, and it starts shutting down the collagen and elastin portion of the factory. Our skin reduces the amount of collagen and elastin that it makes by about 1% a year. So if that starts in your 30s, by the time you're in your 50s, you're down 20%. So it's really great to start supplementing that when you're in your 30s. So the treatment that you want for building more collagen are either retinoids or alpha hydroxy acids. Of the retinoids, there are two ways to go. There are prescription retinoids. Tretinoin or Retin-A is the prescription. Retinol is the over-the-counter, the kind of thing that you can get in the drugstore. So a retinol that I like is again by CeraVe. This is their Skin Renewing Cream Serum. This has a time-released retinol in it. So you would put this on at night before you go to bed. I do recommend using your retinoids at night because they can be degraded by the sun and be made less effective. Another one is by The Ordinary, Advanced Retinoid 2%. They also have a 1%. And then, of course, when you're ready to bump up to the prescription, you would go up to a prescription tretinoin. I use the generic and I'm at the 0.1%. This is the strongest strength you can get. I recommend if you're going to use it over the long haul that you give your skin time to acclimate. You could start in at a weaker strength, which is the 0.02%. You could work up to the 0.05 and then all the way up to the 1, taking 5 years to do it. Even if when you go into this you only use it once a week for the first couple of months, then you go up to twice a week for another couple of months, it's okay because your skin is still making 99% of the collagen. Or by the time you're 35, it's making 95% of the collagen. So you don't really have to jump in with the whole irritating, prescription thing. You can kind of start supplementing slowly, and then by the time you're 40, maybe you're up to this, and your skin's acclimated, and it never goes through the ugly phase where you look 10 years older. Okay, so then onto the alpha hydroxy acids. Glycolic acid is the most effective of them. This is a Pixie toner. It's called their Glow Tonic. You just put this on a little cotton round and wipe it over your face and you leave it on there. So you could do that in the morning or you could do that at night. Glycolic acid is the strongest of the acids. It's the one that will have the most side effects as far as peeling and potential for irritation. You might want to try a slightly less irritating acid. One of those is lactic acid. A product that has lactic acid that I like is from The Ordinary. This is their lactic acid, 5% plus hyaluronic acid, 2%. Another alpha hydroxy acid you can use is mandelic acid, and that one is a bigger molecule, so it doesn't absorb into your skin quite as readily as glycolic acid, so it's less irritating. And a product that contains mandelic acid as well as lactic acid and salicylic acid, which is good for acne and enlarged pores, is this Colleen Rothschild Mandelic Acid Radiance Serum. But with both retinoids and alpha hydroxy acids, they do thin the outer layer of your skin, which is dead skin anyway, but that dead skin really does protect from the sun. So I don't want you to start using glycolic acid or retinol if you're not going to commit to using sunscreen, because you're just going to do more damage to your skin in the long run if you don't use a sunscreen with this stuff. Alright, so moving on into the 40s, from around 45 up into 50 and beyond, when you hit menopause, then you'll notice your skin becomes drastically drier. You could definitely be doing all that stuff that I recommended for the 20s and the 30s, but you should also be looking to add more moisture back and protecting your moisture barrier. So where when you were younger you might have used like a foaming face wash, now is the time to use a nice gentle face wash. You'll see I use a lot of CeraVe products. I love them. The face wash that I use is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. This is soap free, and I also really like this Mad Hippie Cream Cleanser. The main thing is to try to clean your skin gently so that you keep your moisture barrier intact. So that's one way to help your skin to stay more moisturized. Another way is to put on a nice creamy heavy-duty moisturizer at night. A couple that I recommend are the CeraVe PM. This contains niacinamide and and ceramides and hyaluronic acid. So this is going to protect your moisture barrier as well as help with free radical damage. And the Olay Regenerist Micro Sculpting Cream. This is a nice nighttime moisturizer. It's a little thicker, a little heavier, but it does contain niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and some peptides. So it does work to help anti-age your skin during the night. Everyone asks for an eye cream recommendation. I personally don't use a separate eye cream. I just use all my anti-aging actives and put them like under my eyes where they can have the most benefit. But if you are looking for an eye cream, one that I did try and I did enjoy using was L'Oreal Age Perfect Hydra Nutrition Eye, and it just helps to hydrate the eye area a little bit more. So then the last thing that I wanted to touch on are things that you can't do at home in office procedures like lasers, IPLs, injectables like Botox. And I know a lot of younger people do use it for prevention. And on myself, being 54, I like it because I've been using Botox, especially right in my 11s here, since I was in my 40s, and it's worn off right now and I don't have a wrinkle there. So definitely I do believe in the injectables, at least Botox, for prevention, because if it prevents you from squinting up your eyes or pulling that wrinkle together, it will definitely prevent the wrinkle from forming. The question that I always wrestle with is, at what age should you start doing that? The thing you have to weigh out is how much money you have versus how long you have to use it. So if you start using Botox in your 20s to prevent, a wrinkle that's going to form in the future, well, then you have to keep paying for it forever. Well, my point about Botox is that it really does work. So you could wait until you actually have a wrinkle and then use it. If you're younger, I would say try the topical stuff first and see how it works. You can always go to Botox later. As far as lasers go, I feel like their main purpose is for sun damage. So if you don't get the sun damage in the first place, then hopefully you will never need a laser treatment. So for in-office procedures, it's between you and your wallet and your doctor, what they recommend. There are lots of videos here on Hot and Flashy to help you with lots of the questions that you might have. So I'll put links to all those videos in the information box below the video. So you just click that show more button, it'll open up. There will also be product links down there, as well as a place where you can subscribe to my channel or follow me on social and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I thank you for your time and I really appreciate your watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.